Shabbat Shalom, my friends, and happy post-Thanksgiving. And believe it or not, this Sunday evening, November 28th, we light the first Hanukkah candle, Chag Urim Sameach. Just a brief Hanukkah thought. Most of us know of the famous debate between Hillel and Shammai as to whether we light all 8 candles on the first night and then we diminish the candles one by one until on the last night there is one solitary candle burning. Or do we begin by lighting one candle, adding a candle each night until the last night the entire Hanukkah is ablaze with light? Now there's no mystery, and I'm not asking any questions. We all know how it ends up. We light one candle and then increase the light each and every time. Well, why do I care about this debate? It's old, it's familiar. Why do I care? Because there is no better metaphor for how the Jewish people views its encounter with the world than that image of increasing light. We push back against darkness. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. That's who we are. We know that even the smallest of lights can illuminate a space in the darkest of settings. Peter, Paul, and Mary's magnificent light one candle should become a regular part of our liturgy. I'm not kidding, nor am I exaggerating. I really believe it is that important. Not just on Hanukkah. The song implores us, don't let the light go out. And for me, that ranks right up there next to justice, justice shall you pursue. Don't let the light go out. As Jews, that's our imperative. Never let the light go out. Okay, to our Sedra. It is VaYeshev, Genesis 37:1 and following. Oh, filled with good stuff. Dreams. Much of the final section of the book of Genesis deals with dreams. All kinds of dreams. And on a special focus regarding the most famous dreamer of all, that of course is Joseph. Joseph dreams that he and his brothers were binding sheaves of wheat in the field when his brothers' sheaves all bowed down to his sheaf. Wonder what he meant. With the impetuosity of youth, Joseph shared this particular dream with his brothers, which was, by the way, a very bad move. A second dream when the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him. Joseph, with his dreams, earning no points for friendship or sensitivity. Then there were the prison dreams of Pharaoh's butler and baker. Joseph interpreted their dreams properly. And soon enough, Joseph's rise to power, ultimately to become viceroy of Egypt, was underway. Now, dreams were understood in ancient times to be powerful, potent, and full of meaning. When Freud began his remarkable exploration as to the meaning of dreams, he fully believed in what he called the existence of the unconscious mind. Dreams, according to Freud, were a doorway, a path toward understanding what was going on in that unconscious mind. Now, dreams don't invent new strategies. Dreams don't discover new problems. Rather, dreams were a way to bring to the surface messages, keyword, from the very core of our beings. Messages, keyword, that we were, for a variety of reasons, not able to openly discuss. We can even make a kind of a guess as to how it was that later on Pharaoh rejected the interpretations of his dreams offered by his own resident wise men of Egypt. How did Pharaoh know that what he was being told by them was not what his dreams were really all about. Well, easy to do now. If the interpretations were correct, they should then have unlocked and brought to the surface those matters which were really of deep concern to Pharaoh. The wise men, despite their wisdom, were clueless, and it wasn't hard for Pharaoh to figure that out. Joseph would have no such trouble. A word of caution: please do not hear me say that Joseph was a proto-psychoanalyst. He was a man of his time and a man of his place. People in the ancient Middle East strongly believed in the validity of seeking out the interpretations of dreams, but they based that drive, that commitment, upon a belief that dreams were a message from one of the gods. Such a message was therefore highly likely to be very important, and thus deserving of expert interpretations according to an explicit set of standards. That set actually existed. Professor Jack Sasson laid out those standards very simply this way. 1, the dream had to have occurred at the proper time of the night. If it happened too early in the night, not valid. Too late in the night, not valid. They had their standards. Next, the dreamer had to be tested, perhaps through a reading of the organs of a sacrificed sheep, to make certain that they were worthy enough to indeed carry a message from a god. Third, if you're going to bring a dream forward that might be a message from a god, it's good that you have a second dream fairly soon after the first one, which kind of repeats the same message. By the way, you can hear that in the book of Genesis. So a second dream, really, really good for validation. The second dream would be understood, therefore, as showing that this God really wanted the message to be conveyed. Fourth, next, since the dreamer is never allowed to interpret their own dream, it was necessary to secure the help of a specialist. The specialist would consult many volumes describing dreams and their interpretations from the past hundreds of years. Those dream books actually exist. And if you can find in those books a dream similar to your own and an interpretation which was deemed valid, well, you're well on the way to understanding what the God might have wanted to say to you. Pharaoh's dreams fit this typological pattern. Joseph will insist that dream interpretation doesn't belong to him. Of course not. Dream interpretation for Joseph falls into the hands of God. God is the interpreter, giving Joseph the message. It's a little self-serving. Okay. We should note a hidden truth here, that Joseph played no small role in making certain that his interpretations would fit all subsequent situations. Joseph's behavior therefore reduced some of the iffiness of dream interpretation. After all, if you're going to be in charge of what Egypt will do in the time of famine, then you can pretty much make your own dreams, or Pharaoh's dreams in this case, come true. Now, if you want to brush up on how the rabbis in the Talmud laid out their own standards of dream interpretation, by the way, it's fun to do. It is easy enough to look at the Talmud Brachot 55a to 57b. You will find there, for example, a statement by Rabbi Chisda, who taught, a dream uninterpreted is a letter unread. I like that. A dream uninterpreted is like a letter unread. There's also the comment by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that every dream always has mixed up in it some nonsense that has to be separated out. And here, as a warning, Rabbi Shimon and Sigmund Freud dramatically differed. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs offered us a summary to our consideration of dreams. First of all, he said, keep on dreaming. Learn from our dreams what really matters to us. Our dreams are speaking a form of truth to us, so welcome those messages, whether they flow from our subconscious or perhaps even from God. Secondly, dream interpretation is not a magical something or another. There's more than a bit of science to it. Our dreams might be non-verbalized fears or non-verbalized hopes. See if you can pull a Joseph and draw meaning from your own dreams. If you can't do this by yourself, Rabbi Sachs recommended, don't hesitate to seek expert support and guidance. Our dreams are talking to us. Find a way to understand what they're saying. Those dreams could bring to us untold richness of meaning and purpose. We have to learn how to go to an expert and to figure out what's going on. Thirdly, own your own dreams. Once you have figured out what those dreams mean, own that. Allow those dreams to cast a light of hope into our lives. There we are. The light of hope, the light of Hanukkah, the Jewish imperative to bring light into the darkest corners. Not a bad message, my friends, for this weekend of Thanksgiving. Once again, Shabbat Shalom, Chag Urim Sameach. Don't let the light go out.